Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
The Geek Matrix, that's us.
Welcome, the children.
Welcome. That was creepy.
Well,
Welcome, children.
welcome, my children. One of us, Google Goggle. Anyway,
No.
welcome to the Geek Matrix, DC Comics Review Show, episode number, what is it?
200.
That's right. Celebratory episode number 200. And in honor of that, we have so much content planned for you today. A grand total of 3 books. And that's it.
Yep, but as a celebration, I get to do most of them. Ha ha ha! Which is 2.
That's honestly just coincidental. But
It's 200 episodes and it worked out.
yeah.
You never know. I might have a lot to bitch about in the books that I review.
Who
knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I know you're a fan of 2 of them, so we'll see.
2 that I covered.
Yeah. Well, coincidence? I think not.
No, I think not. No, Rob about handing out those assignments.
There will be more to come. I will tell you right now. Brandon was not able to make it today as he is on a little celebratory graduation vacation. Graduation. Graducation.
Graducation. There you go.
Graduation. That's the word.
Education
Graducation.
is education.
Exactly. There's something in there about a saxophone, but I can't find it. So we decided to hold off on doing anything fun and exciting for number 200 for a couple of days when he gets back. And the 3 of us are going to get together, hopefully with some bonus guests, and just have a good old time and get out there and have some fun and talk about shit. And we are going to post it hopefully Sunday, if not early next week. But before number 201, that is guaranteed.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just a late celebration, and it's fucking awkward, but who wants to do that? I know I don't.
He says he don't.
Speaking of celebration, I don't like to bring up politics on this show. I don't like to bring up politics, period. When I say politics, I specifically mean like politics, like politicians, voting, all that stuff. I don't like to talk about it. It's a hot button topic at any point in your life, and I personally don't fucking care for it. I try to avoid conflict as much as possible, but I am going to reveal this news, which is very much non-comic related. I'm just more shocked.
Celebrate.
I'm just more shocked because it just came across my desk before we came online that Mr. Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records.
Fucker. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So we'll see. Sentencing is to come, I'm sure. I'm just honestly surprised. All 34.
Yep.
Not
well, considering he was guilty on all of them, I mean, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
what that means?
If you're going to be a hardcore Republican, don't fuck around in New York. What it means is that he's not going to be allowed to practice business in the state of New York anymore. And he's got some business in the state of New York.
Yeah.
It's going to hit him where it really hurts. Can't wait to hear Stephen Colbert tonight. All right. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
just hearing that puts me in a fantastic mood.
That's good because the books we're covering today are Green Arrow number 12, The Flash number 9, and Tech number 1085.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That is Detective Comics number 1085, or Tech for anybody that likes a good short form.
ridiculous.
Which Josh does not.
That's ridiculous. Tech is short for technology, not detective.
TECH is short for technology. TEC.
No, it's
Apostrophe
not.
is short for tech.
Dick is short for detective.
Yeah, but we're not calling it Dick Comics because that's
No, you call it Detective Comics. That is my point, kind sir.
Dick Comics or something else entirely.
Oh,
That's
no.
a guy on Reddit and he's hilarious.
You know what? I fucking bet it's a guy on Reddit.
Oh yeah, no, honestly, he makes it. It's Nellie's Nest.
Oh no, that doesn't even sound
honestly, right. It's some fucked up comic strips, but some of them are wholesome and cute, and they're all hilarious in fucked up ways.
In fucked up ways.
That's the important. I've sent you and Brandon a couple.
I'm sure. I'm a big fan of the Happiness and Cyanide strips.
Yeah, it's very much along those lines, if not more fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought that was possible. His first major stories were about a guy named Jerry, and he just went on the weirdest adventures.
Very well then.
Which ended up with him turning into the moon by means of his ass.
So, not necessary reading, but could be a good time.
Oh, it's very much a good time.
All right. In addition to the books that Rob mentioned, we also have Harley Quinn number 40, Primer number 3, Batman Dark Age number 3, The Penguin number 10, Power Girl number 9, and Batman the Brave and the Bold number 13. Okay, so Power Girl is Power Girl's been fun, and that fucking cover is amazing. Batman the Brave and the Bold continues to be easily my favorite anthology for as long as I can remember. The Penguin came out. Batman Dark Age number 3 is fucking amazing. Did you get a chance to read it yet, Rob?
Dark Age?
Yeah.
No, I want to, but I never got around to finishing Space Age, Superman Space Age, which I always wanted to. So I want to finish that before reading Dark Age. Dark
Age is epically awesome. And Primer number 3 is really good. Again, it is and does read as a YA, but probably the best YA I've ever read. It's serialized. Harley Quinn number 40, more Harley Quinn shenanigans that are just as fun as every issue that we've been reading.
Yes.
And that is the honorable mentions. I suppose, did you mention that on the special celebratory episode we'll be discussing the DC Pride book too?
No, I have not mentioned that yet. But we will be discussing the DC Pride book. During, like Josh said, during the bonus show. Or not the actual bonus show, the
celebratory show.
Celebratory, yeah.
The Happy 200.
Exactly. That's the one. Oh, this is dumb.
What is it that you're playing with? I can't make it out because the virtual background keeps flickering.
It's Kilowog.
Oh, it's Kilowog.
I love this figure. It's really cool.
That wog looks great, dude. For real.
Ring, I'm honestly just paying more attention to the ring, and it's raised. It sticks out. There's a bit of paint on the top, but it is fucking dope. Looks really.
Well, I didn't see the ring, but I saw the rest of the sculpt, and especially the face. It's fucking wicked.
It is
super dope.
Super dope.
Super dope. All right.
The only thing that gets Superman happy on a Saturday night.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it doesn't last very long either.
No.
That got weird.
Shut
All right. Shall we kick Legacy episode 4548 off, Rob?
Well, we got some news to talk about first.
Oh, we do have some news to talk
We
about.
do have some news to talk about. Let me pop his head back on and I'll pull up the news. I'll do it later. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. All right.
You need fidget
So,
toys.
I have one. But it's way on the other side of my room. Okay. Shit. Come on. Where the fuck is it?
It's right there
I don't know where I left the news.
on the front page.
Uh,
Oh, where's my sound box? Damn it. That deserved a rim shot.
Wow. Okay. What am I even looking for? I know there was news.
The news is that we're doing a special 200 episode.
No, but like actual news from outside of us.
Interesting.
I thought there was comics news. Huh. Maybe not. Well, there's rumors about the Booster Gold actor.
I saw that being shared in Discord, and I didn't get a chance to read it yet. What is it that we're looking at here?
So, and this is by way of Geek Tyrants. Well, it's an untested source called Filmfront, according to Geek Tyrant, claims to have learned who the three frontrunners are to play the DCU's Booster Gold. And according to this site, the three frontrunners are Finn Whitehead from Dunkirk, if you recognize that name.
Okay.
Patrick Schwarzenegger,
Okay.
right? Who I've also heard is rumored to potentially be Hal Jordan in Lanterns.
Okay.
And Dylan Playfair.
Not that one doesn't ring a bell at all.
Oh, it does, buddy.
Who's Dylan Playfair?
Dylan Playfair?
Yeah.
Buddy.
Buddy. Was he in the Encino Man?
No.
Buddy.
No, not that kind of buddy. Buddy. Wheel Snipe Sally.
Oh, no shit.
Riley.
That's awesome.
Or Jonesy. I forget which one this is.
That's got it. Wait, no. If it's that is no. Yeah, that's Riley, right?
That's Riley. I think I fucking don't know. But yeah, it's one of those two. But still in Playfair. And yeah, he potentially could be playing Booster Gold, according to this one random website. And I think that's fucking cool.
I do too. And now I have to find out. You know what? I think I'm wrong, and I think it's actually I think he's actually Jonesy. Pulling up Jonesy, Letterkenny, images, and of course they're all together.
IMDb it.
Excellent ideas.
Riley. He was Riley. Andrew
Riley.
Hare was Jonesy.
Okay. But I think he could do a good booster as long as they're doing a silly booster.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
have to.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
How old is Scott Eastwood looking now?
Oh, he's what, close to 40 now, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
How old
Henry
was he?
Cavill. Yeah.
He's 38. I would say he looks 38.
Yeah, and he also looks like Hal Jordan. No beard. Take the beard off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Take the beard off.
I could definitely see that. Well, that could be interesting. Guess we'll have to see. Yeah, I guess that's it. It's kind of a dull week.
It felt like there was more. Am I right?
You're right, yeah. but a life of me can't think of anything else.
All right, so I just posted a picture of Scott Eastwood in our Discord without a beard.
Yeah, I saw the photo.
Okay.
And yeah, I could definitely see Mahal.
I definitely could. I almost thought dye his hair red and he could pull off Guy, but nah. Guy needs to be an Irish actor.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, enough of us stumbling through news that isn't news, like we're Fox News. Shall I get carried away on Detective Story?
There was one other thing. Ultimate Spider-Man number 5 came out this week. Not today, yesterday. This week.
Yeah.
You're still behind, Urge.
I haven't read this one.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, so you read the date issue.
Yeah.
What'd you think? It's not your typical dated. Like it.
No,
there was definitely purposes for all of it.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was probably the best date issue I've ever read. Let's just put it that way.
I did tell you it was definitely going to be the best date issue you'll ever read. Yeah. So. Yeah, the issue this week was quite good. Some things happen. It does do kind of. It starts in the past. Before the events of issue 1, even. And then you just get some jumps through time throughout the issue till you get to the present day. Shit's getting real. That's all I'll say. Next issue is the end of the first arc, and Marco Cicchetto is coming back to do the art again for that issue. And then who knows where they'll go from there? All sorts of places. Can only hope.
Ben Reilly.
Little soon, but maybe. We'll see.
I said Ken, but I meant Kane. Anyway.
No, my buddy's already saying, I can see the headlines now in regards to Donald Trump. WWE Hall of Famer found guilty on all 34 counts.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I still can't believe he's a WWE Hall of Famer. Oh! Speaking of wrestling. Jesus Christ. Sound the sirens. Jordan freaking Grace.
Oh, for real, right?
Not only is she challenging, well, as she's still a part of TNA as the Knockouts Division champion, but she's challenging Roxanne Perez on NXT for the women's NXT title at NXT Battleground in July.
That's gonna be a beast of a battle, my man.
Yeah, but get this: she's also next week going to be on NXT Live, facing off against somebody to show off her medal and prove her talents, and say that she has a reason to challenge for the title, which is freaking wild to me. Like, it's one thing to have a pay-per-view crossover, but to then just like show up on the other show and have a match, the possibilities are running wild, brother. I can't wait to see what WWE and CNA might have in store for each other.
if they're continuing to do if they continue to do cross promotions, it could get absolutely crazy.
Oh God, yeah.
Jordan Grace, this is her second and third time coming up appearance on WWE. She made her first appearance on WWE as a part of the Women's Royal Rumble. Didn't do too bad. Definitely made an impression there, which is probably why she's being brought over to appear in WWE.
Yeah.
She's still the champion in TNA, and she did not hit the Performance Center at all.
She doesn't need to. Let's face it.
Which is odd.
Well, as far as we know.
Right. But I mean, coming from TNA, I don't think that she's gonna have had enough time to spend any down at the Performance Center. And
Exactly.
while she does not need it, Jordan Grace is a bad mofo. It's so unusual for people to skip the Performance Center that I feel like it's worth noting that just to be on WWE, you have to spend a little bit of time there. And
I mean, there's the fact that like a good chunk of the roster in TNA right now were once part of WWE. There's a lot of seasoned talent at TNA right now.
Yeah, there,
including Santino Marella, Dolph Ziggler, going by Nick Nemeth, Mustafa Ali. All three of those guys had a great tenure at WWE. They all could have been a lot better, but they did have a great time in WWE. Nick Nemeth specifically, Jordan Grace had a great program with Trinity, Naomi, who was going by Trinity in TNA,
right.
And even took the title from her, which was Naomi's last match before she went back to WWE. And then at the Royal Rumble, they met again like a week later. And myself and anybody else who was watching TNA at the time was like, holy fuck, this is awesome. This is so cool. So I don't think like she'd really even need to visit the Performance Center, because it really is for people that are up and coming. Or at this point, sure, she's never really wrestled in the WWE ring before, apart from the Royal Rumble, but she is a seasoned performer, and she's had lots of training from people that
Zoe Stark, Jade Cargill. I mean,
Jade Cargill's a special case because, and she said herself, when she was at AEW, there wasn't really anybody in the women's division to teach them. Right? They had the men's division and they had some seasoned athletes there, but there were no legends on the women's side for AEW to be in the ring with them. So she's probably feeling like she needs that extra time. And I suspect that she was given the option. You can either go to NXT or spend some time at the Performance Center. Get you a bit more used to how we do things. But Jordan Grace, she doesn't need that, because TNA and WWE do things very similarly.
Yeah. And there's one more female superstar that, I mean, every rumor, every indication is pointing to her coming to WWE, though there's nothing solid yet, and that's Julia. And I can't wait for that to happen, man. We are going to have some serious powerhouses in the WWE as far as women go. Unfortunately, we lost Raquel Rodriguez, but we still have Jade Cargill. We still have Bianca Belair. We still have Lyra Valkyrie, who is a beast herself.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting somebody.
Nia Jax, our queen of the ring.
Nia Jax and Piper Niven are both very strong, but I wasn't considering them. I mean, jacked people. I feel like I'm forgetting.
Oh, jacked people. Did you say Jade Cargill?
Yeah, Jade, Bianca, and then Lyra isn't jacked, but she's fucking crazy strong.
Yeah.
And Zoe Stark is also somebody who's picked up Piper Niven like a fucking sheet of paper.
Yeah.
She is a beast too. So those four, and bringing in Julia and bringing in extra not quite Forbidden Door promotion crossovers, but getting there getting there because
Yeah.
I mean, another rumor there is that we're looking at working towards doing the exact same thing with NJP. Blah, 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 blah.
Do it.
NJPW.
New Japan.
Yes.
Just call it New Japan. It's so much easier. I'm
Don't
not.
tell me how to live my life.
Everybody just calls it New Japan. I'm not convinced about New Japan because they seem heavily tied to each other. They're heavily tied with AEW, and AEW seems very adamant they want to do nothing with WWE.
Oh yeah, I don't think they want anything to do with WWE either. But
apart from poke fun.
I just don't see New Japan or Ring of Honor even staying away from WWE for too much longer.
Well, Ring of Honor, I think, is owned by AEW at this point.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part.
They go hand in hand. To the point that, like, Tony Khan, who owned the president of AEW, whatever his status is, he writes Ring of Honor matches now. He has to write for Ring of Honor, so yeah, I think they're like right together. New Japan is still obviously its own thing, but I think I don't know if they're still contractually obligated or whatever to AEW and vice versa.
I think that those were just cross promotions. I don't think there was any contractual obligations being made at all.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, but I'm just excited for TNA and WWE to do some stuff. Since Jordan Grace showed up at NXT, the chat rooms have been going fucking wild, and I might have just aged myself by calling things chat rooms. They have been going wild about all the possibilities. Who is Joe Hendry going to face? You know, that's what everybody wants to know. Will we see Joe Hendry? All we need is for someone to say his name.
Nope.
And he appears.
Was he fucking Beetlejuice?
You have never seen Joe Hendry, have you?
No, but that still doesn't answer my question.
He's not Beetlejuice. He's not Beetlejuice. He's better.
Better than Beetlejuice?
Better than Beetlejuice. I believe in Joe Hendry.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
I will show you some clips later. You will love Joe Hendry. You will believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Mama said he's the devil.
Everything's the devil, Mama.
Everything's the devil.
No,
Mama.
Everything's the devil. You're the devil. H2O.
Mama said. All right.
Mama said crocodiles are so ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Oh boy. All right. So you ready to get this cracking?
Yeah, I think we should.
You think we should? All right. Well, we will pause
start. Okay, yeah. So I was going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, I would say we'll pause for our commercial break and then come right back for some comic books. Excuse me. Okay, I think that'll do it for the commercial break.
All right.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Also, do Flash first.
Oh.
And then I'll do Green Arrow, and then we'll do Detective.
Well, fine then.
That's what I was going to
say. Written by Simon Spurrier, art from Ramon Perez and Vico Georgiev, coloring by Matt Herms and lettered by Hassan Asmani El-Hao. That was my phone. With Ramon Perez bringing the cover. What a kickoff. The Archangels have somehow threaded together every Reverse Flash in existence, and they have decided that it's time to teach Barry some lessons. It looks like they can push him wherever they want to, all while pointing out that Barry can't stop and Barry can't win.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't get enough. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. They
I knew that was going to do something.
All right, so the Archangels, or excuse me, the Reverse
And
Flashes.
say one more time. When you said, I think we said Hassan Asman How bringing the letters. I was thinking he's bring the noise. That's all I could think of, and that's what I've been singing in my head since you said bring the. Bring the noise. Hassan Asman How's bringing the noise.
Hell yeah, and it fits because his is the sound.
Exactly.
All right, so the Reverse Flashes are doing that. They're reminding Barry he can't stop, he can't win. They can't just control where he goes, but they can make it damn near impossible for him to control his actions as well. In fact, he nearly murders Linda and Iris before he's able to shove them out of his mind. But it turns out he was able to push them out at any time, but he hung in long enough to find out what it was that they were up to. After getting rid of the Reverse Flashes in his head, he's talking to Linda and Iris, and someone calls his name right before shooting at him. A rocket that's got 10 seconds left to detonate. The Flash comes back after he runs off to a desolate area, lets it go boom, and he finds out that the person who attacked him is a hella armored up Batman. While all of that is going on, Jai was actually able to manipulate and reshape dimensions. Pilgrim said that he'd be able to do something like that, but he did not suggest him to. Jai did it anyway, and he managed to find his dad. They see him, but they lose the connection quickly. Pilgrim seems confused when Jai tells him that Wally is somewhere that exists only conceptually, which seems weird for someone from the future that should know at least most of this stuff. But Pilgrim here finally reveals that he's Wade. He was employed by the Archangels to kill all of the speedsters, but he's trying to do his own thing, his own way. And according to the law of speedster time shit, that means he doesn't know a whole lot of what's going to happen because he traveled back and started changing things. The only thing he knows for sure, at least so far, is that he's not going to die. Meanwhile, we get a very brief cut to Wally, the star of the series. Takes a back seat in this one while all the rest of the action happens. We get that brief cut, and it shows that he's nearly forgotten everything. And it's being remembered that is actually what's keeping him from drifting off into nothingness. People remembering him. Or rather, not drifting off into nothingness, but I guess becoming the mega weapon of the Archangels. So, personally, first thought, holy crap, this is awesome. I'm biting my nails figuratively in suspense. I'm all in, and I wish this was all released in one huge story at one time so I could gobble the whole thing down. When it eventually happens, and I'm fairly certain it will, I very well may have to do that anyway. Perez's art isn't my favorite of styles, but with the coloring matches it perfectly, and I didn't dislike the art as a whole. I feel like this was a massively enjoyable issue. 9 out of 10.
That's what that means. I don't even know where to begin with this one. It was a very much enjoyable issue. We got a lot of answers here, and things are starting to make a bit more sense. It's all Reverse Flash's fault, and that is plural. I got a question, though. When the fuck did Zolomon and Eobard fucking fuse? And 2, when did they do it with Edward Claris? And 3, I know he's technically Reverse Flash, but when did Edward Claris become a Reverse Flash? He's the rival. Actually, he's not. Is the colors of his suit are actually the same as Jay Garrick. It's not even a reverse. Come on, people.
It's
And for
the
that matter, where's
anti-
Inertia? Because he's a reverse of Bart, lawyer.
Oh, Inertia. I'll give you that, but Inertia isn't exactly the greatest character anyway.
There's players,
But I mean,
he's better than Inertia. But
the three that we saw here are definitely anti-flashes, and we saw them together because the Archangels had woven them together. It says so in the dialogue. They entangled all of the anti-flashes into one being.
okay, is this the fate of Hunter Zolomon? Because after Jeff John's story in Flash 900, I was actually super excited for what
Maybe.
was going to happen with Hunter Zolomon. That is very disappointing if this is the end all fate of Hunter Zolomon. They get him out of the fucking Speed Force just for his mind to be melded by Vulcan science with fucking Eobard Thawne. Who wants
Not
that?
just the Eobard.
Oh yeah. Who cares about Edward Claris? I'm the rival. Nobody cares about you, Claris. Go chase a lemon or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, do you consider Zolomon to be a reverse Flash?
He wore a reverse Flash costume. Yeah.
But wouldn't you consider him to
went by reverse Flash?
At this point, wouldn't you consider him to be Zoom?
Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, he was Professor Zoom, the Reverse Flash.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You got a point. I think of him, and I think I just think Zoom, and then Thawne, of course, is my Reverse Flash that I think of. And I can never remember the name of the secret identities of the rival or Inertia. Like, never.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Inertia's secret identity because I've never actually, I'll be honest with you, I've never actually read any of the comics with Inertia in it. I've just seen some panels here and there and wikied the stories. So I know he is the cause of Bart's death at the end of that 13-issue Flash run, which I started to read and then didn't finish.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, you need to do it again.
I need to actually finish it. So yeah. I just like I don't even know. Oh, I know what happened to Inertia. I remember. If he's even still there. Wait, was that Inertia or was that Thawne? One of them, actually no, I think it was Inertia. One of them was frozen in time by a Flash and left at the Flash Museum facing another Flash. I'm pretty sure it was Inertia.
Thawne.
Was it Thawne? I'm pretty sure Inertia was there too because I remember Wally was explaining and he was left facing Bart's statue or a statue of Bart.
Maybe you're right.
I could be wrong. Remember, I never read this. I just wikied shit. So,
fair enough.
He's not even in this fucking story. We got a lot of answers about that with the flashes and the reverse flashes, and that's why Barry's getting all messed up. Iris has some fucking cojones in this issue, but at the same time, she's got a point. Why would we run? If you're going to kill us, there's no point.
Yep. Absolutely.
You
100%.
can catch us no matter what. So I'm just going to stand right here and go about my life, and you decide if you're going to do it or not. Because if you're going to do it, there's nothing I can do to stop you. She's a smart woman.
and I mean, and the other side of that logic, she's like, when Linda says, "What are we going to do if it happens?" and she's like, "Well, it'll be over with before we know it."
Yeah.
Oh, how fun it must be being married to a speedster.
Yeah.
She's like, Old hat. Oh God, he's mind controlled again.
Yeah, but at at the same time, it also kind of rubbed me the wrong way because why in all of fucking New Genesis's green fields would Iris not even attempt to help Barry snap out of it? Why would she just accept her fates and not just like try to get Barry to like give him some encouragement? Don't listen to those evil voices in your head. Just do
She did.
something.
She waited until she saw the right moment and then screamed so loud it took up half a panel, "Get out of my man."
It seems so late though. You know, like he was like, "You need to run. I might kill you," and he was like, "Okay." Like she didn't even say, "Barry, no, nothing." Like she was like, "Here, give me the baby." Like,
I mean,
what the
I don't
fuck?
know. She knows better. She's used to the shit.
I guess it just seemed so little too nonchalant for
A
my
little too
taste.
nonchalant.
Yeah. Later on though, like you're right, after she did yell at Thawne to get out of her man, which
Get out of my man.
one, ew, and two, how? How the fuck did that work?
Willpower.
Well, yeah, she's not a Green Lantern last I checked.
But she could be. Maybe.
Yeah, but we know Black Canary is next.
We suspect Black Canary is next.
Actually, Tom Taylor's deceased proved that he is next in line to inherit the Green Lantern ring of 2814. Thank you very much.
Actually, I had to do
no,
that backwards. I had to do that backwards, I guess.
because you're a reverse Flash, like
I'm a reverse geek.
reverse. It's your
Actually,
brain, yeah.
the
Flip
sheet
that thing and
is
reverse
set in
it.
an alternate universe and is not the future of the mainline DC comic book series. So, yeah.
You can go fuck yourself. Dude,
500 points to Gryffindor.
I have a hammer and I'm banging it. You are
You don't
wrong,
have the
Bruce.
hair to be Thor.
No, I was being a judge.
Oh, well then. Do you have a robe?
You know, there are Thors that are balled out in the multiverse. I do have a robe.
You're right.
It's a
My
Batman
bad.
robe.
I've seen the pictures.
I have a Batman robe. Does that count?
It's a robe.
All right, done. You are guilty on counts of falsifying geek logic.
Wait a minute. I mean, no, it doesn't count. All right, so that was the Flash, my friends. Excuse me if it felt like I was speeding through it.
I feel like it was one. Oh, did you mention the reveal of Pilgrim?
Yes.
Okay.
I see how much you pay attention while I'm doing the reviews.
No, I was paying
You're
attention.
off left
I
field.
just forgot. I forgot if you mentioned it or not. Because I was too busy talking about Barry. I was gonna say I called it.
Oh yeah.
I think everybody
for sure.
did though.
Like 600 years ago.
Yeah. Definitely feels like it.
Or at least 9 months ago.
Yeah.
8
just
months ago. It was like the second issue.
Feels really weird that Jeremy Adams is not the one writing this stuff though with Baby Wade, because he created the character and he clearly had a fucking story. And here we are, Cy Spurrier's doing stuff and making more trips along the timeline for Wade. Like, I really wish Jeremy Adams was still doing it now. But I digress, because we have him in Green Lantern. I'm going to give Flash an 8. It was not all bad. We got a lot of answers. There's still more to come. I'm just tired of this story.
You've been tired of this story for 9 issues.
Yeah, I was tired of the story before it began.
It's not Jeremy Adams, man. No, I understand, because going into it, Cy Spurrier is going to have some
wacky
deep,
stuff.
consequential,
Yeah, like some
off the wall shit.
yeah.
But it's
like,
gonna mean something though. Green Arrow number 12.
yes.
You want to take a shot at that one?
If I can find the fucking credits page. Oh my god. I wish these comics would have the credits page all at the beginning of the issue. Yeah, that'd be great. So this is written by Joshua Williamson with art from Phil Hester, Eric Gapster, and Sean Iskazi through various portions throughout the issue, with colors throughout from Romulo Fajardo Jr. and letters from Troy Pateri, with a pretty cool cover from Iskazi and Fajardo Jr. Variant cover by Gleb Novikov. Only added in because I love saying his name. It's a cool name.
Gleb.
Gleb Melnikov. Hell yeah. All right, so we get a brief history of Ollie, which we all already know, his time on the island and his training and all the people he's touched throughout his life. But what we didn't see, I mean, fuck, at some point we probably could have seen it through his, 80-year history, is him pondering about a future while he was on the island, him pondering about a future he could never have. Through the relationships he have, the kids he could have, the people he'd meet, and the friendships he would enjoy. But that all goes back to him thinking he was going to die alone, which then brings us back to him facing off against Merlin and hard light hologram projections of various members of the Arrow family at various points in their own time, basically an infinite number of arrows. And Ollie is alone to fight them. Easily he falls because it's just too much for one man to take on. And just as, Merlin is about to say his final blow, he screams out with, "What snappy comeback do you have now?" And then Ollie does say exactly a snappy comeback, with the reminder that the implant in his head that would keep him and his family apart, he realized something along his journey, that it can also be used to bring them together. And that brought the entire Arrow family together. And now they're all fighting the hard light holograms. And in comes Pretty Bird herself, Black Canary. And since the hard light holograms are tied to a certain frequency, her sonic scream is able to disrupt the technology, and the hard light holograms disappear. I keep forgetting his name. Fucking Merlin is about ready. He's knocked an arrow to shoot her right point blank, but then Ollie gets in the way, and they have a big fight. As certain members of the family are getting ready to intervene, both Dinah and Roy say, "No, this is his fight. He needs to end this." And end it he does. They both loose an arrow at the same time. Oliver hits his target right in the middle of Merlin's head, electrocuting him with an electric shock arrow, and Merlin just barely necks his cheek with a regular arrow. Merlin is down, and in pops Diggle. Hell yeah, buddy. So Diggle comes in, says hi to Oliver, grabs Merlin, takes him away, says see you soon, and the day is saved. Now Oliver says, okay, we got somewhere to go, and the whole family teleports to the island. But for one singular purpose, and that is, and God, I wish Brandon was here for this, Roy finally gets reunited with Leanne.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
It could bring a tear to the eye of a giant, this moment. It is so sweet. If you have a daughter, if you are a father and you have a daughter, this moment is going to tear at your heartstrings. It's going to tug so hard. It's playing guitar on your fucking arteries.
I am a father and I have a daughter.
Yeah, me too. And it is so nice. So nice to see. And you get a nice wide shot of the Arrow family enjoying this precious moment. And with that, Ollie figures they could do a little family vacation after all the torment, stress, agony, adventures they just went on. The family is finally together again, so his quiver doubles as a boombox, and he gets to play some music. They all have some swimwear stashed somewhere. Maybe Oliver's got a stash in the fucking island somewhere. Oh, they can all teleport now, so who knows? Wait, was it?
They can teleport one more time, and that's
One
it.
more.
And
Oh,
then
okay.
they teleported to the island, and then no more teleports.
Oh,
They're
okay.
all out of teleports.
Okay, so
they're stuck on the island.
correct me if I'm wrong.
He had everybody's swimsuits there in the correct size.
The island, was it an Argus prison in the comics or just in the show?
I think just in the show.
Just in the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that part's a little weird, but still cool to see. They're taking a little family vacation, playing beach volleyball, got a campfire, they're toasting fucking anchovies. Life is good. Ollie and Dinah have a nice little moment cuddling on the beach while they watch their family just having fun together. Knowing that tomorrow they will have a big fight ahead of them and their adventure is not done, but for now, just enjoy the time they have together. Yeah, and Ollie finishes off with saying he just now realized something, that he thinks he had to get lost so that he could be found. And it was a nice ending to this epic arc. Next issue, The Waller Problem. We jump right into Absolute Power, because this issue has the Countdown to Absolute Power banner. So, this is just sweet. We get an end to this long-standing adventure of the family being split apart. And finally, they're all together again and have a nice little time together. They fight together, they party together, and they eat together. And it is just so well-deserved. It is a long time coming. If you're a Green Arrow fan, and I know Brandon is thinking this too. If you're a Green Arrow fan, this is an issue you've been waiting like 20 fucking years for. For sure. So I freaking loved it. The art throughout, I rather enjoyed. I didn't even really notice the changes between artists. And going back, I still really can't. Apart from Phil Hester, of course, in the first 3 pages, and then I think we go to Iskazi, because the rest of it, is so fluid. But I loved it throughout. I'm giving this a solid 9 out of 10. The only drawback is, of course, where the fuck did they get the swimwear? But I don't think it's very far-fetched for Ollie to have a base camp somewhere on the island at this point. It's so tied into his... You're muted.
With everybody's correctly sized swimsuits, including Leanne's.
I mean, I'm sure he's got all sorts of clothing. He might have a Starbucks in the island, for fuck's sake. Yeah. It is a little bit far-fetched, I know. But it's still cool to see. That's the only drawback for me. But the rest of it was just so touching, so nice. Seeing Roy and Leanne together again, so fucking good. All right. You're up. Give us your shit.
Okay. Well, we've already discussed the swim trunk thing, and it wasn't even me that brought it up, so that's good.
It's fucking
But okay, so honestly, the first thing that I noticed when I opened up this book kind of surprised me. I couldn't remember anything that happened last issue at all. It's possible that I just forgot. Completely possible. It's also possible.
I'll be honest, I forgot too, but that happens to me a lot.
That it was completely immemorable.
No, that I forget about the endings of previous issues a lot.
I mean, I don't remember really anything that happened, but
a few times a month I have to go back to previous issue. Oh yeah, that's how it ended.
Okay, so past that, yelling arrow fight.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
That's cool.
That was not
arrow
cool.
Fight. Cheesy, yes. Funny, yes. Cool, yes. They're all arrows.
Who runs into a battle like that and yells arrow fight?
Who yelled it? Was it Ollie?
it just somebody yelled it. It wasn't attached to a specific person, if I remember correctly. So it's like they yelled it in unison. Like they are the Green Arrow Valley Division.
It's not really tied to anybody, but I don't know.
So they just kind of yelled it together in unison. So, wow.
I don't know about that.
Plus,
I could definitely see like Red Canaries screaming it or something. I don't know.
so sure. Ultimately, we got 12 issues for Ollie to realize that he had to get lost to get found, which is exactly what happened in the series. It was a wild, aimless trip for 11 issues. And then at the end, it was all wrapped up and done. All of the insanity that happened, there's nothing that's different with the exception that Leanne is back. And that's not enough for me to save 11 3/4 of the story that was broken down for the past year.
I wouldn't say nothing is different because we didn't have half of this family even in any books prior to this. Like
they pop up here and there, and I am used to there being no Green Arrow, and Green Arrow is going to go away again after Absolute Power.
How do you know that?
Because
look, how do you know that?
Because this series has sucked. They're not going to continue doing it. It has sucked.
It already got extended to ongoing. What do you mean?
Sucks.
You think it sucks. Everybody else likes it.
Everybody else
sucks.
Here, let me lick the candy. That's all I need. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, you lost me there. But what I'm getting, what's her name? Speedy is back in the fold. Arrowette is part of the family. Red Canary has joined the team officially.
Mm-hmm. And who writes this?
You know who writes this. What are you getting at?
Who writes this?
Joshua Williamson.
Joshua Williamson. What's the one thing that Joshua Williamson, even Joshua Williamson, has had to admit about himself?
I don't know.
You liar. You liar.
I have no idea where you're going with
that this. That he can't write team issues.
Okay.
And then he sets up another book for a team issue to be a team book.
No, this is a one-off story about the family getting together. It's not a team book. It's about Ollie.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so after this, it's all just going to go back to being about Ollie.
Well, yeah, it's not called the Arrow family. It's called Green Arrow.
But what about all those characters that you just got back, that you're so happy that you got back? They're just going to go back up on the shelf?
No, they'll appear sporadically. Like the Bat family.
Okay.
Like Batman. Bat family characters appear sporadically in Batman, but the book is still called Batman. It's not called Bat Family.
They almost.
Green Lantern. The book is called Green Lantern, but many Green Lanterns. The Flash. How many Flashes show up in The Flash? How many of them are speedsters that are not called The Flash? Right? This is what we've been talking about the whole time. About titles of books not being like directly representative of the stories with it. Just admit you hate certain writers, and because of that, your judgment is skewed.
Because of that, my judgment is skewed?
Yes. Because you see a certain writer on the book, and right away you just instantly hate it. You refuse to give it a chance.
I wish I could remember who it was that God damn it. There was somebody within the last couple of months where I admitted that they wrote something really good. I can't remember who it is, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not. I want something deeper. I want something like the kind of story that we get in Flash, or the kind of story that we get in Action Comics. I want a really good story, and I mean this. I want a really good story that's like popping a whole Jolly Rancher into your mouth. And Green Arrow feels like all I'm doing is getting to lick it.
I don't know what the hell you're talking
I'm just getting a little itty bitty taste of. I'm getting a little itty bitty taste, a superficial taste of fan service stuff, and then after this, it's gonna be garbage. Much like what happened with Infinite Frontier, we got a lot of fan service with the Justice League Infinite Frontier. I can't remember Incarnate. And then it was it's gonna go the exact same way. Anyway, I think it was boring and akin to a Twilight book. 4 out of 10.
Twilight? Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, Detective Comics. Just go for it.
And just I have upset the Canadian. That's hard to do. Written by Detective Comics number 1085, written by Ram V. Art Stefano Raffaele. Stefano Raffaele? Coloring, I don't remember how to say his name. Coloring from Lee Lowridge and letters by Ariana Marr with an Evan Cagle cover. So it kicks off with the Joker talking to the doctor, but I forget what her name is. It's not mentioned in the book. I'm not forgetting.
That was Selena, not a doctor.
That was Selena. Okay. Oh, that's right. At the end of the last. Okay, never mind. That was Catwoman. Sweet.
Yeah, it's almost like you didn't remember how the last two Detective Comics ended.
Hey, like I said, I easily could have forgot. Both are completely possible.
Yeah.
Memory isn't some of it. Anyway, what's going on here? She's trying to show the Joker that Gotham actually needs him right now. Meanwhile, the Orgums are working on a secret revenge plot, and it shows us somebody, probably Orgum, what's his name? Argan, wrapped up like a mummy. We get back to Batman, and he's working quite openly with Jim Gordon, hiding nothing and letting him into all of the Bat stuffs. Then with Jim at the computer, Batman goes out. First, he visits Maestro, and then after that, Mr. Freeze. Maestro signs up for Batman pretty quickly, while Freeze takes some convincing, paralleling his love of Nora and Batman's love of Gotham. Even though they've both outgrown their usefulness, they'll always be there for those who need them. It wraps up with the Orgums having kidnapped Scarecrow, who they plan to use as part of whatever scheme it is that they are cooking up with mummified Argan. I guess jump into the backup because it's just tied. It's a pretty deep look into Victor Freeze, not the typical one. It's essentially a Victor meeting with Magda and showing us that he's not completely void of compassion when he chooses to be. It ties into the main story perfectly without going over the top. I think it was done really good. As far as the main story goes, bad guys going good isn't a new concept. But considering the way that this whole arc is gone, I suspect that we'll be seeing it in a whole new way. If not, it's going to be hella disappointing. Add in the uncertainty of whatever will happen as the Joker sets about whatever chaos he's going to be up to. And there's literally no telling what is in store for Detective Comics. That sounds good to me, as long as things don't start going way off the rails. And by way off the rails, I mean if it gets any crazier than his Catwoman run, then that will be too much, and he'll have started to lose me there. But it's an amazing story so far, and on top of that, stellar art and colors that couldn't fit the story any better. I gave the whole book an 8.5 out of 10.
I would go as far as say that he's already gone well past his Catwoman run with this, because his Catwoman run was a little more grounded compared to this, having a lot of mysticism resurrections, demons, spirits, ghosts, and
I I
fantasy
guess I'm
worlds, where Catwoman was very much just a lot of thievery.
it
um,
was no I guess I guess more specifically I should completely direct that solely to the end with the Father Valley shit.
Even that was like down to earth compared to what's been going on here. Bruce had a full on trip in the desert and imagined a whole bunch of shit, and now he's running around in a bat costume that has a demon painted on it instead of a bat, and we don't even know what the fuck's going on in his mind. And it's all like fucking wild and crazy, and I don't hate it, but it's a bit out there for me at this point. It's been a hell of a story, and it's been very interesting. And I'll admit, at the beginning, I was super stoked, but it's gone a little out of hand for my taste. But I am curious to see how this ends. I will imagine it will end basically with things going back to normal, because Batman has to go back to normal because he's got other books he's doing.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was just thinking now because I guess because let me. Oh man, my brain is stripping up so hard today. It's funny that you say that because I was just thinking today while I'm reading this, they might as well just consider this entire run of Detective Comics to be Elseworlds. It fits in absolutely no place, but it's been going on so long that it's here to stay. Or at least, there's no getting rid of the run. You know what I mean? This is very much got to be like alternate universe type stuff, Elseworlds kind of story. Basically, what I'm seeing in this story is Batman acknowledging that Gotham just kind of doesn't need somebody like him anymore. They've got all of his kids, and Gotham is getting better. Even though he has this renewed sense of vigor, he feels more clear-headed. He feels younger. His plan to recruit villains, and his plan is to recruit villains, and that's to show that Gotham. It's to show Gotham that the Orgums aren't the heroes that they think that they are. It's I think it's a really good story as far as whether or not this actually ties into the main universe. I don't know. I guess I remain to be convinced of that. I wonder how they're going to swing this. Or is Detective Comics just going to be like an alternate universe, completely different side story, Elseworlds kind of stuff?
I 100% believe it's within continuity, and it's being treated like Mariko Tamaki's Detective Comics was, where she was also writing some big grandiose story, and we're expected to believe that all of this happens in the same week. It's a good story, but like it's like that rubbed me the wrong way, and it's just way too out there and wild for a simple in continuity story. You have Romvey and Chip Zdarsky going in entirely different directions with what they want Batman to do at the exact same time. It's just a little much.
I guess that's why I think it's alternate universe stuff.
Could be. Who knows? It's good. It's an 8.5. It's just I need it to come down a little bit.
It needs to come down more grounded.
Space. Yeah. They make it a detective story. That's all I ask.
Yes. And while I was it last issue or the issue before, it kind of infuriated me that Barbados showed up. I'm really glad that's like it's providing some kind of inspiration or whatever for him to move forward, but we're not seeing him sit there and wrestle with that fucking demon again, because I swear to God, I am so fucking sick of Barbados. Oh man. That was like the one part of death metal that I could not stand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little much.
It's
It's been overdone.
way overdone. It's like, oh, somebody came up with a good idea. Let's all stick our fingers in that pie.
Yeah. If it was still a little more like on the fence of reality, that's one thing. But to just have him be within Bruce's mind and full on conversation between the two of them, it's got a bit much. Anyway, that is our books for the week. Time for our top 3 and favorite moment if we got one. Mine is very simple. I've got what was number 3? I've got Detective at number 3, Harley Quinn at number 2, and Green Arrow at number 1. Favorite moment for me is Roy and Leanne reuniting.
Cause it feels so good. So my top 3 are Harley Quinn at number 3, Detective Comics at number 2, and The Flash at number 1. And I'm gonna echo the sentiment of Leanne coming back. That was really fucking cool. She's been gone a really long time. Past that, my other favorite moment would probably be where the Joker is realizing that Gotham needs him.
Yeah.
Because that was a really weird moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, sure was, bud. Pretty awkward one.
All right, folks, with that.
Have you started watching Shoresy yet?
Started? Like
the new season came out.
Oh, I didn't know. No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, I just saw it last night. Like
the whole season?
No, I didn't watch the whole season. No, I just watched the first episode. Well, I think there's 2, but I only watched the first one.
Fair enough. I'll be checking that out soon. All right. So with that wraps up our number 200 edition of our review show. Very short this week, but not much to talk about. But stay tuned. Coming soon is our number 200 special edition celebration episode. So be sure to check that out coming within the next few days. But until then, Josh, you want to take us out?
I can definitely do that. Thank you, everybody, for watching and or listening. If you're doing it later, we will be back next week. As always, same geek time, same geek channel. That's the show. We're getting out of here. You should as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.
Peace.